Jim, I just found out that Trixie's grandma was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that's terrible. And unfortunately, Caryn, there's over 6 million Americans living with Alzheimer's today. And by 2050, that number is projected to rise to nearly 13 million, more than double. And what most people don't realize is 1 in 3 seniors die with Alzheimer's or some other form of dementia. And what's really sad is that dementia kills more people per year than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
What causes it?
Well, we know that the root causes is an abnormal buildup of proteins in and around our brain cells. What we don't really understand is why that protein accumulates. Now, there are several risk factors. We know that chronic depression is a risk factor. We know that smoking is a risk factor. We know that anything that impairs blood flow to the brain, like blockage in the arteries. We also know that repetitive traumatic brain injury, concussions, things like that, those are all risk factors for developing Alzheimer's.
Okay, so what can we do to prevent this really awful disease?
Well, there are some things that have clearly been shown to help prevent Alzheimer's. So first of all, chronic physical activity, regular physical activity, very important. And just like we need to exercise our bodies, we also need to exercise our brain. So mental activities, things like puzzle solving, crosswords, playing musical instruments, the things that keep our brains engaged. We also know that strong social connections, friends, family, having friends and family around is an important way to reduce risk. But probably most importantly is our diet. And there's several things that have been studied that have clearly been shown to reduce our risk. So first of all, curcumin. So curcumin is the active, one of the major compounds in turmeric. Very potent antioxidant, which has been shown to decrease inflammation, because it does seem to be that there is an inflammatory component to Alzheimer's disease. We know in general that a high fiber, low fat diet can lower the risk. Antioxidants, probably the most important. And there's lots of foods that have a lot of antioxidants. The ones that have been studied the most are things like berries, like blueberries, raspberries. The flavonoids, which is another kind of antioxidant you find in cocoa powder, it's important. Also, foods that are high in omega-3 fatty acids. They help our bodies control inflammation. So things like chia seed, flaxseed, hemp seed, pumpkin seeds, things like that. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes people talk about fish oil. But fish oil is often contaminated and with mercury and things like that. It's probably not very environmentally friendly. You can take algae-based. You can find algae-based, though, omega-3s, because ultimately that's where those healthy fatty acids came from. Yeah. Another thing just to mention it is B12. We know that low B12 levels can actually mimic or cause dementia, because we need B12 for proper brain health. And many people, when they adapt more of a plant-based diet and they're not getting B12 in their diet, from animal products and such, it is important to supplement. And you need about, 500 micrograms a day, somewhere in there is what I typically recommend for people that are only eating plants.
Okay, well, tell you what, I'd like to share a recipe that really I think is loaded with antioxidants and omega-3s.
Yeah,
so
can't wait.
Yeah, it's just pretty easy steps. We're just going to whip it up and enjoy. So it's a chia pudding, actually,
right?
Chocolate. So
oh wow,
yeah. So we'll start.
And this is all that's in it right here.
This is it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot. So we're going to start with 1.5 cups of plant-based milk. This is unsweetened. This is oat milk, but really, whatever you like to have, whatever kind you like to buy is fine.
So Caryn, when you're shopping for plant-based milks like oat milk, is there anything you need to pay attention to when you're reading the ingredients?
Well, typically, the less ingredients, the better.
Right.
And the ingredients that you understand what they are.
Right.
So you don't want words that are 26 letters long.
Right.
But I like to stay away from any sweeteners.
Right.
And any oils.
Right.
So
So I guess some use it to emulsify the milk, is what I understand, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But I mean,
you just don't need it, right?
This one just has oats and water.
Yeah. So that's what you're looking for.
And I also do recommend that even if it does have a little oil in it or whatever, but always shake it.
Yeah.
Give it a little shake right before.
Right.
Okay. So we have 1.5 cups of oat milk in here.
Right.
Now I'm going to add in just a pinch of salt. And we want to add a sweetener in here. Now, the sweetener of choice for me is date paste.
Right.
And this just dates and water blended. That's all this is. And rule of thumb here is 1 tablespoon is 1 date.
Oh, wow.
So we are going to add in 4 dates.
Right.
So 4-ish tablespoons.
And that's great too, because unlike white sugar, you still got, that's just the whole date, right? So there's fiber and all the other good things that come in. Clearly there's some sugar there, but you're getting that fiber and all that as well, right?
That's right. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're getting all of those phytonutrients. This is cocoa powder.
Right.
So,
again, highly anti-inflammatory, antioxidant.
that's right. Now we're going to add in some chia seeds.
Right, our omega-3s.
Omega-3s, yes.
Also fiber.
And a little bit of vanilla.
Okay.
Oh, you could add vanilla. You could add some almond extract.
Put cinnamon in there.
Cinnamon in there, yeah. So really, it's a very versatile recipe. Now this is a little bit of, this is vanilla, but it's vanilla paste.
Yeah,
So
I've never seen that.
vanilla powder, vanilla extract, vanilla paste, whatever you have at home is totally fine.
Right.
Now that's it. And
Oh,
we're
wow.
just going to blend this up.
Right.
And you want to make sure you either use a blender or this is a NutriBullet, but definitely a blender of some sort, not a food processor.
Right. Because you want to get all that stuff mixed up and such, yeah.
So, doesn't take long.
But you're going to want to, the chias take some time to do, chia seeds, when you get them wet, they become glutinous, right?
Right.
And so that takes some time to develop, right?
That's exactly right. So we have, it's pretty watery now, but I have, what we do here is I would put this in the fridge, wait for it to become that really thick
like
gelatinous.
overnight or a few hours, right?
Yeah, but because we want to eat it right now, and we respect everybody's time, we don't have all the time in the world, we want to put this off to the side. I'm going to put this off to the side. This will go in the fridge, but we have already made up for us here, and then we'll just top it with a few berries.
Yeah.
Right, more antioxidants.
I'll trade with you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yum, yum, yum.
Yeah. Wow, this is like an uber healthy dessert, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Should we dig in?
Yeah, dig in and let's start hopefully preventing
Alzheimer's disease.
Alzheimer's, yeah.
So good. That's amazing.
So chocolatey. I love it.
I know, that's amazing.